Alright guys, welcome to this video where we'll be diving deep into HTML forms. Now, just like I said earlier, if you have watched our first video, which is an introduction to HTML, you should have an idea of what HTML is. But in this lecture, we'll be writing a lot of CSS code, to style our registration form. But this is just to give you a deep dive into how to build a registration form using HTML and CSS. Now for our form, we'll be wrapping everything inside of our form elements. Now here inside of this action attributes, this is where we'll be adding our link to whichever destination we want our form to be submitted to. We're going to add a method of post. Now this form will be divided into 3 sections. So for each section, we are going to use a field set. That will be that for our first section of this registration form. Now notice each of these input elements has a required attribute. That means your user is required to fill in all of this um, information, else the form will not be submitted. Now, before we move on, there's one attribute we forgot to add to um, there's an attribute we forgot to add to our input element, which is very important, and that's a name attribute. Now let's quickly go back and add it to all of the input elements, and I'm going to explain why the name attribute is important. So this is for first name, this for last name, this for email, okay. So that's that for our first section of this. I'll be moving to the next section. Now we're going to be nesting this input element inside of this label. Now to our third section of this registration form, we'll have another field sets. Let's set the maximum age to be maybe 100. Save that. All right, input your age. So let's add an option for the user to be able to provide his bio, just to tell us a little about himself. Now this is um, our drop-down menu for the user to be able to select how he heard about us. Can choose order. See, that works fine. So we're going to use our text area for this. So name of bio, ID would be bio, has attribute like rows, how many rows like C3, and columns. Now this is, you can also increase this from here, but this setting just determines what setting determines what will be showing on your page. You might save, you can change this to 6. So it's bigger, but let's leave it as 3. Alright, let's add a placeholder. Let's maybe I like coding with friends. I think this is done already, or maybe we should add one more field set. Sorry, should add one more section for terms and conditions. So here, set terms. I'm going to use an input type of checkbox here. Alright, that's okay. Type of checkbox, and let's also make this a required field. I think maybe we should turn this into link. Okay, that's fine. So this is where the user can click to go to the terms, and then you can add the link to your terms and conditions right here in the href. And then finally, I'm going to add the input type of submits. Alright, so that's that for our HTML part of this code. Maybe we should add placeholders to all of this: your first name, last name, email, and new password. Let's run down and add our placeholders to. Okay, I think we are done with adding our placeholders to our text. Now we're going to jump into CSS and write some CSS code. So first, we'll be styling the body of our form. Let's make this a little darker. Okay, I think that's fine. Alright, so that's that for the body of our HTML form. So next, we'll be styling our H1 and our P elements. Let's do some styling on our form. Okay, how everything is coming together. Now let's see how we can improve and increase the width of our inputs elements. I think these and also this. Let's see. Let's work on the background color of this. Let's make it a little light. Okay, yes, that works. Now let's style this. First of all, give it a class. Okay, so now that we have given it a class, let's come over here, styles. Now let's style our input button. And we are done with our HTML form. Oh, I think I forgot to style this. Guess we just give it class of inline. Let's see. Okay, that works. Now notice if I try to submit this, says please fill out this input. This field. That's because I made this a required field. And even if I fill this out, this, I go ahead to submit. Says okay, valid email. So this is not a valid email. Give password. Personal account or a business account, and choose your file you want to upload. Age, okay, value must be greater than 13. That's what I wanted to check. How about we put 120? Value must be less than or equal to 20. That's because we have already set the value to be between age 13 and age 100. Then here we can write a lot of. We can decide to extend this. So that's it, guys. Yes, it's your HTML form.